Yo, what is up, lads? You're with Budget Monk and welcome to a new video. So I wanted to make the video on the topic of the Tier 1 government type, which is obtained through the Spanish mission tree or beginning as Castile, the system of councils. So just for the record, if you are locked into a government type like absolute British monarchy, you cannot change your tier 1, or the Emperor of China, for example, the mission will override and it will give you the tier 1 just like it suggests, even though you've been previously locked in. And you can even use that, as you can see, now we're not locked into the Spanish government type, we can move to whatever government type we want. So that's one advantage, but it builds governing power over time. And the governing power gives you 5 admin efficiency. I mean, that alone is massive. When you take a bonus, it does unfortunately spend 50 of your government power. So you're typically going to be ranging between 2.5 admin efficiency and 5 admin efficiency as you take these as they come off cooldown. You have 3 bonuses and they can be taken every 10 years. And yes, you can take all of them simultaneously. I currently have 2 active and I could take this one if I like. So let's go over them. The admin one gives you an admin point per month, and no matter which option you take, and you can take these 3 bonuses from an event. And the event here that I'm particularly interested from my run is we're going for a 1 tag, a 1 faith, and a 1 culture. One of the hardest challenges I've ever undertook, starting as Scotland, a 1 province minor on very hard difficulty while avoiding exploits. And as Norse, guys, the religious game is incredibly hard, and we've resorted to switching between different tags for their mission trees in order to obtain missionaries. And one of the missionaries is resourced from here, as you can see, a powerful modifier. However, inflation cost reduction, advisor cost reduction, both decent in their own right, without a doubt. Now, the Diplo one, yes, as you can see, it gives you a Diplo point, and the military one also gives you a military point. This government type, not only does it give you admin efficiency, it generates up to 3 Diplo points per month, where basically with our 6 here, that was a 5, I upgraded the go to monument, which gives you +1 to ore, is now a 6, and I'm receiving over the, capacity effectively of Monarch points, which is ordinarily 18 per month, is 19. 3 Monarch points of each type, 2.5 to 5 admin efficiency, and 3 modifiers. Moving on to the Diplo modifiers, 2 reputation. Great for the early game. You can potentially stack your reputation so high nowadays. I mean, ours is high as it is, even while, look at that, negative 3.11 while overextended with the Annex Subjects modifier. You can get your reputation so high fairly easily, not that easily, but through means like this to actually call allies in against nations who they are friendly with, for example. Very strong modifier reputation. And settlers, guys, I made a video recently talking about just how strong colonial nations actually are nowadays if you dominate the entire colonial world, particularly for force limit, and it can give you access to a military hegemon quite early into the game. Settlers is something that shouldn't be scoffed at, in my opinion. I think if you're going full colonial, you have a ton of colonies drop down. 15 per year is very nice. We also have manpower recovery speed, but army tradition, not that amazing. Naval tradition, absolutely amazing. You can access this through the Castilian mission tree if you start as Castile quite early in the game. These 3 here, and yearly naval tradition. Look at our naval tradition, guys. If I had that modifier, even though we're up to 70.6, I mean, we're going to be damn near 100, let's be honest. It would just passively increase, as you could see, as opposed to decreasing, but yet we're taking naval battles and so on. For the significance that people don't realize, perhaps you don't realize, naval tradition, it gives you a 1-to-1 ratio, if you look at the current effects down the bottom, to trade steering. So if we look at trade steering, you will see that I had 70.6 naval tradition, and right there, plus 70.6 in additional trade steering. And what does trade steering do? It's basically, notice that I have about 130 and 1,840. So this is less than 2k is entering the English Channel. And yet, there's a little bit left over. So we'll say this is 600 additional ducats inside the English Channel. 600 from point A to B, right? One step, this value is increased massively. And the question is, why? Is there really 600 ducats of goods produced being generated in the English Channel? No, these are increased by your trade steering. When you go from, but literally just moving from one location to another is increased by trade steering. And trade steering is, under the right circumstances, the best economic modifier in the whole entire game. It is used to actually kind of break the game economically. People take nations, I think Portugal traditions, for example, have goods produced, and the Abadi religion, they often try to take Abadi and flip Abadi because that has modified to goods produce, etc., taking national ideas, or rather goods produce, I'm talking about trade steering, rather. And these sorts of things allow people to actually break the game economically and achieve the capacity of money per month. That's how strong it actually is. But the point is, it's such a good modifier. Imagine you're starting as Castile, you're going to have fleet, giving you naval morale, you win naval battles, etc. I really, really like that. And the fact that it comes from the military section, typically these are going to be coming from, Diplo section to obtain naval tradition. But 3 moderate to powerful modifiers, 3 monarch points per month, and ranging from 2.5 to 5 admin efficiency. Is this the best government type in the game? I would be interested to know or hear your thoughts, guys. I think certainly for my particular run it is. Are there other government types that really compare on the same level through certain missions or certain routes, like forming Egypt, their government types, something like that? Because this is unbelievable. And with that being said, guys, I hope that that was informative. I will just tag on the end here. You'll notice that we did form Rome. So Spain is an in-game tag, but Rome is like a super in-game tag. You can form it as an in-game tag. And I formed Spain, of course, to obtain the Tier 1 government type, and then Rome to obtain the traditions, giving us admin efficiency and CCR here. So some people might think if you're doing a one culture, forming Rome changes your culture to Roman. Well, of course, we flipped to primary Spanish, Castilian, in order to form Spain, and I just allowed this to be my main primary culture when I formed Rome, which then made this, as you can see, the Iberian group Roman, and then I just switched Norse back to my primary culture. So just for the record, if you are forming Rome, you can actually avoid changing one particular culture if you value it. So, when you form Rome, your primary culture changes. That is something that can be avoided, just for the record, and you can form whoever you want. I hope that was informative, that you learned something, and thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys live, where we will be finishing up the World Conquest soon, and then it's just about administering our way to the end of the game. Very confident. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in another video.